Hello and welcome to Hope for the Holidays. If you're tuning in on this broadcast, it's because you've experienced a loss this year and you're looking for some form of maybe guidance, instruction, some form of information that can help you navigate the most difficult and hardest times during mourning is again mourning your loved one throughout the holiday season. And so this is what this program will be dedicated to help you, the new donor families that are part of the We Are Sharing Hope South Carolina family. So we do want to welcome you for tuning in to us. Today we have one of, again, a very special donor family for me. I had was just hired probably about 2 years before this particular donor family being part of this Sharing Hope family. At the time, we were SCOPA. And so I've known Mary Hill Inman for quite some time, and we've done a lot of our community outreach and public education and radio and TV over the years. And it is such a pleasure having her here. And she's going to bring a wealth of information and experience because it's been quite some time since she lost her loved one. So I want to welcome Mary Hill Inman to the program today. Hello, Mary.
Hello, hello.
And of course, I have my colleague, new to Donor Family Services, Kingsley Moore, joining us fresh out of the Communications Center. She loves donor families, and so we're very fortunate to have her a part of our team. And I'm so glad she's on the interview today. And so I believe there's going to be so many good things. So if you want to take out a tablet and listen and jot down some notes, please do so. But of course, we want to talk to Mary. Mary, how are you doing? Thank you again for being with us today.
Good. I'm doing wonderful, wonderful. Thank you.
Could you tell us just a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your loved one, and then tell us how long has it been since you have experienced that loss?
Okay. As Ruben introduced me earlier, my name is Mary Hill Inman. I've been a donor mom since 1994. It has been 26 years, and my oldest daughter, Kendra, became a donor.
Yeah. And I do remember that particularly. I was so new to the program, and it was such a fresh loss, and so to be you came just like I think just a few months after Lakendra had passed away, and you came to a candlelight service, and I'm so glad that you did. So we tell the audience because I know a little bit about what that first holiday was like for you, but why don't you share with the audience? Tell them what was that like? What was that first Thanksgiving and Christmas like for you? And kind of describe it for the audience so they'll have an idea of what to be looking for or what they could be expecting in their own journey.
Well, it was very hard. I was in a mode that I really didn't even want to get off the couch. I mean, that was the first significant loss that I think I had ever had in my life of someone so close to me. You know, your oldest child. All I really wanted was I wanted her there with me, but in all reality, I knew it wasn't going to happen. But I just couldn't get myself in the mood to celebrate. I didn't want to celebrate. I couldn't be around people. It was just the fact of people asking you, "Are you okay?" And
Mm,
that was asking me that was just like tearing me apart all over again because it had my mind turning. But I still had to push my way through because I had other children, so I had to be strong for them. But it was very tough that first year. It was tough. It was just like you had to bear it and grin to make your other children still enjoy the holiday season.
yeah, that was really painful. And then to be able to, I like what you were able to kind of capture with words. You say every time somebody asks you, are you okay? Of course you're not okay. You just lost your child, you
Yeah,
know? And I think sometimes people don't know what to say, you know.
yeah.
And So I thank you for sharing so clearly on why that's important. So what in that moment during that year, was there any people or groups or folks that actually kind of helped you in that first year, kind of gave you maybe just a little bit of, comfort or lifting up a little bit?
Well, I had this one best friend that she kept pushing me and she would not leave until I actually got up off of that couch. And it was like, you're gonna go, or I'm gonna make you go. I'm gonna dress you. If you're not gonna get dressed, I'm coming to dress you. And then the other thing was sharing hope. I want to say Scopa because that's what it was at that time. They came in and invited me to this candlelight service, and that was the first time that I was in a real group of people that really helped me. But and when I went, I took my children, the whole family went, and it was started to be in a healing process for
Yeah.
everybody, because you know, you there and you lighting a candle for your loved one, and then you were in a room with so many other people that was going through the same thing that you were going through, the loss of a loved one. And so I have just been involved with sharing hope ever since 1994, and it has been a big part. There's been several different groups that they've had, but they don't leave you. That's the part. It's like, okay, they're gonna take my organs and then that's it. But they're there for you. I was on the phone for hours with some of the staff and sharing hope. When I just needed to vent, I needed to talk. They were there to listen to me. So, all you have to do is just pick up the phone and call. They're going to be there for you. They're not going to turn you away. They're there for you. That helped me so much. I feel like the organization opened up the doorway to my heart,
Wow.
because
Wow.
I don't think I would have healed as much as if I had not been involved in volunteering and doing different things, helping to keep Kendra's memory alive.
Yeah.
That meant so much. Someone told me one time, they said, you talk about her like she's still here. I said, she is
She
within my
is.
heart and she's always going to be there. So
Oh,
that's the way I'm
yes.
going to talk about her, because she is my child.
Yes.
And you have to still talk about them, share the stories about them. That's helping you to heal, because you want to keep those memories alive. And I
And
don't
what
want any of her memories to go away from me. So, I thank God for sharing hope with all the different programs that they have, the candlelight services, the, meet and greet with the other donor families and the recipients. All that stuff, it plays a big part of healing.
Wow. Wow. Thanks, Mary. That was a little, that was very touching. I like just open the doors of your heart. That is so touching. I think Kingsley, I think you had something that you wanted to
I
share.
was going to ask you, Miss Mary, did y'all change any traditions? I know traditions in general are sometimes um, painful for families, especially right after losing someone. So I was wondering if you changed any traditions. Um,
Well, Christmas time was Kendra's favorite holiday. So it was just everything about Christmas she loved. We did the lights, the tree, the everything. There was first few years I didn't put lights up. I didn't do anything. I just barely put up a tree for the kids.
yeah.
But after a while, I started thinking, you know what? She loved this holiday. So every year I put the tree up in her memory now, and that helps me so much. So when I look at that tree, I know I'm remembering her and how much she loved Christmas
Wow.
and the family time and sharing. She was such a giving little girl, till she just had the biggest heart, the biggest spirit. So, I want to keep that going.
I think that might be encouraging to families who think to themselves, maybe I will get back to my traditions. Maybe if I, put them on hold, they won't be for the first year, or it may take me a couple years, but eventually maybe they'll get back to those traditions.
Yes. Yes. Yes, that's
Yeah,
important.
and that's what VJ had kind of hinted to. VJ Farrell was one of our another donor family we interviewed for Hope for the Holidays, and she hinted to that. She said, there's actually no right way, but they're kind of signposts, and some people like you're using that to keep your spirit of your child alive. So in your case, Christmas, you were able to take it and use that as a way to continue your healing for you and your family.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Miss Mary, if you had to share with those out there who this is their first year in without their loved one, what would you share with them? What would you give them? Some pearls of wisdom from your years of grief. Just anything you would like to share with them.
I would tell them not to put that person on the back burner. Let them stay front and center. One of the biggest things that I did was like I would get an ornament for Kendra, something that she liked, whether it would be she loved to dance. I found her like a little ballerina one year. She loved candy. I found something that make you're gonna remember that loved one. And when you look at that tree or you passing in your house, you're gonna look and you're gonna be like, oh wow. And then some of those memories are gonna come back. And some of those good memories will take away some of the sadness.
And that's really what we want to do through this, is just to give people hope that this first year isn't it might be painful,
Yeah.
but it's not going to always be like that.
No, no.
And hope that there is a future with less pain, and your joy will come back. And that's really the message we want to send, and why we're interviewing some of our favorite families, just to share that. I think you're a
Yeah.
great example of that, and we're so grateful that you were willing to take a little bit of time and share that with us.
Thank you.
We always learn from spending time with you, and we're so grateful for you and your beautiful daughter.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and to recap, one of the things that, as Mary said, that actually help her is that being a part of some of the programs that we're providing
Yeah.
throughout the year. I know COVID-19 has kind of shut us down as well
Yeah.
as many programs throughout, excuse me, throughout the country and the world. But coming to a program where because we create a sacred space for you to be able to connect with other donor families,
Yeah.
to be able to mourn, to be able to cry if you need to smile, because anywhere you are on that journey, you are free to be whoever you need to be and express whatever you need to express in memory and in celebration of the life of your loved one. And so I am so glad that Mary was able to kind of capture that and talk about how beneficial these programs that we create for you can be if you come and then be willing to connect with other families. And
Yeah.
notice she said being able to meet other people, right?
Yes, that was one of the things I was want to say is that, if there's someone in your area, that you can connect with to talk to that has been through what you are getting ready to go through, it will help so much because when it happened with Kendra, you didn't hear very much about organ donation. So I didn't have people to go to help comfort me or to be there for me. I didn't have individual people around because there wasn't very many donors, especially African Americans. There weren't very many donors, so you didn't have anybody to talk to. But now there are so many, like it's like organ donation has just blown up, and everybody knows about it everywhere. People know about it. So you know that's the important part of reaching out to sharing hope because they can get you in touch with somebody that can possibly help you to get through these holidays and these tough times.
Mary, I know we're getting close to the end, but I'd like you to mention something that we don't often hear. Talk a little bit about how you're volunteering to to share the message of the Kindred's gift of life actually helping your healing as well? Because that was remember, another component that you used as well.
Yes, it. I I would volunteer at first. You could not get me to talk. I probably wouldn't even be doing this before Kendra. I didn't talk. I was very quiet. You couldn't get me up in front of an audience. But like I said, sharing hope opened the doorway to my heart by me sharing her story.
Hmm.
I've been so many places all over sharing her story, but it helps the healing process. The more you
Yes.
talking about it, the more you talk
Yes.
about your loved one, it helps you to heal.
Yeah.
So it's to get involved with volunteering, or even if you don't want to speak, you can just be there as
Absolutely.
have the person there. It will help so much.
Yeah,
You don't We don't want you to feel like you're alone. There is somebody out there for you. You just got to reach out and ask for the help.
yeah. Oh, Mary, thank you so very
You're
much.
such an example of what it is to take a tragedy and turn it into such a beautiful just legacy for your daughter, and that's what we hope everybody finds, that thing that helps them turn that tragedy into something beautiful.
Yes.
Is there anything you would like to tell the new donor families that are listening today? Is there one thing that you think that maybe would inspire them or help them that you would love to share?
Um.
Anything you wish you maybe had known before?
Yeah. What One thing is that a lot of people wanted me to not display Kendra's pictures, or not have anything around about her. They was like, "Oh, you need to take that down because you all." No, do not put them on the back burner. You light you a candle, put it beside their picture, do whatever for their memory, because you don't want to forget them. You want to keep
Yeah.
them within. So don't ever let anybody tell you not to remember your loved one, because you want to keep them near and dear to your heart as always. So, and then just, basically just keep the faith, trusting in God. It might not seem like you're going to see the sunshine, but I can promise you it is going to come. Because some days for me, it's not, I mean, some days it hits me like it just happened yesterday,
Yeah.
but it's just sometimes, but you do get better. And it's okay to cry. Crying is a part
Absolutely.
of healing. So don't hold it in. Just let it out. Just if you feel like crying, cry,
Yeah.
you know? But then cry, let it be happy. Some of it be happy tears, tears of joy, where you remembering all the good things that your loved one done.
Wow. Didn't I tell you, donor families, that you would hear a wealth of information that could actually help you during your holiday season? So that's why I encourage you to get that pad and pencil out so you could write some things out. Mary, just want to thank you on behalf of We Are Sharing Hope Donor Family Service, Kingsley and I. Thank you so much for coming and opening your heart and life again, and in this way to help other donor families who have just started their journey and who just needed a little encouragement, probably filled with a lot of anxiety about what the holidays will look like. I believe you said some things. I know I have felt really warmed and touched. I know there are families out there that benefited from what you just said. And so thank you so much for doing that. You're just an awesome family. And I think Kingsley just said it, that you're such the epitome of just a wonderful family to
Thank you.
give, and so thank you. And I'm just really touched. There was a moment there, you almost got me, Mary. You almost got me, because some of that is still very personal to me,
Yeah.
because we've journeyed so long together.
Yes.
So again, thank you so much. Now, to all the donor families, please remember December 13th. December 13th is a Sunday. It is International Candle Lighting Day, and that's when we chose to put our candlelight remembrance service. Now, please, if you haven't sent your pictures of your loved one, please email them today so that they can be a part of a video collage, a slideshow, if you will. And we will send you, once you send your picture, and we will send you a candle by which you can light when you see your loved one come up on that slideshow or that video collage. You can light that candle in their behalf and just leave it lighted. And then we'll have probably a moment of silence after that, just to connect all across the state in remembrance of our donor heroes. Um, so please make sure that you get those pictures in December 13th. It's a Sunday, but I think it's going to be a very special day for all of us. And again, a big thank you to my dear, dear, dear friend over the years, Mary Hill Inman. You have rocked and shared so beautifully with us. And thank you for my colleague Kingsley and all those wonderful questions that you shared. So thank you, ladies.
Thank you.